When we look into the life of Moses, one of the greatest prophets of the Old Testament, and then look into the life of Paul, an amazing man with such great revelations, when we look into these two lives, we begin to see a parallel. We begin to look into some similarity. Let's look into Exodus chapter 32, verse 32, and see what Moses prays there. It says, "Yet now, if you will forgive their sins, but if not, I pray, blot me out of your book." That means what Moses is saying is, come on, God, save them, but if not, cut me off. Look into Paul. When you look into Romans chapter 9, verse 3, it says there, Paul says, "For I could wish that I myself were accursed from Christ for my brethren." That means what Paul is saying is, blot me out, God, that they would be saved. Isn't that a similarity? Moses' heart and Paul's heart, a heart that says, God, save these people. Then look into something else about Moses. In Exodus chapter 33, verse 18, it says there, "And he said, please show me your glory." Now look into Moses' life. He's seen God work such great wonders. He's had an encounter at the burning bush with God, where God spoke to him. And yet in verse 18 of chapter 33, he says, "Show me your glory." That means he was not satisfied. He wanted deeper revelation of God. Now let's look into Paul's life in Philippians chapter 3 and read verse 10. Paul now says that I may know him. Now look into Acts, right? What an encounter Paul had. An encounter that changed his life. When you look into Moses, he had an encounter that changed his life. Similarities. We wonder at times how God could use such men of God. And we cry out, God, use me. But do you know, these men were men who had a heart set on God. These men were men set on fire for God. They were willing to say, God, blot me out, but save these people. They were willing to be lesser so that God would begin to minister and bring salvation to these people. Not just there, even though they had great encounters in the past, they were still hungry. They were still pursuing more of God. I want to ask you today, you desire God, right? You desire God to use you. You desire God to work in your family. You desire God to bless your business. You desire God to bless your finances. But let me ask you, do you desire God for God? Are you a pursuer of God? Are you someone whose heart is set on the things of God? Remember, Moses and Paul, their heart was set on the people because God's heart was on the people. Because God's desire was to reach out to people. And they say, God, you blot me out, but save them. Their heart was for God. God, more of you, less of me. Come on, let's be such people. Let's be people that say, God, no matter what, I want to do what you desire. I want what your heart desires. I want to pursue you, God. I want to chase after you, God. And that's when we will see the mighty move of God in our lives as well. You see, Moses and Paul, they were just ordinary men like you and me, but their hearts were set on God. Let your heart be set on God. God bless you.